Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the second game here at Norristown High School tonight. The matchup between the number 6 seed, the Norristown boys basketball team, and they will be facing the number 27 seed, the William Tennett Panthers. My name is Greg Fried. I'm joined by Dave Gilday tonight. We're going to bring you some exciting action here from Norristown High School, and you know it's exciting action when you get free pom-poms. And I grabbed me one of these, and Dave, I suggest you grab yourself one of these on the way out. This matches two teams that do like to run, two teams that like quickness on the court, but of course Norristown, as the number 6 seed, 19-5, facing a team that was 10-14 this year, William Tennett, a team that's not real experienced and just barely sneaking in the playoffs, a team that has 9 more wins than last year. What do you expect to see from Norristown?
Same thing you've seen the entire time. They're not going to change their game right now. They're the better team, as it seems. Green's going to be the best on the point. He's going to shake up the young guys, and Milan Dean look for his high-flying antics early to shake these guys up.
Well, Norristown, coming off of a disappointing loss against the PW Colonials, never like to lose to PW as they are the rivals. However, coming back this week and having this playoff game, really want to try and make a statement. Of course, the Norristown Eagles score 66.8 points a game, so of course, a team that does like to fly pretty high. Look for them to have to stop Asa Carter Hayes. He is the man in the middle for William Tennett. He's the guy who William Tennett is going to look to go to early, trying to establish him in the middle. Of course, Marcus Green is the point guard for Norristown, and he's the guy that Norristown's going to try to establish. So it looks like the players will be going to the benches right now, and Miss Janet Testa will be singing the national anthem as she did in the first game. So why don't we go to that for you, and Mr. Neil Schaefer with the announcements.
For tonight's boys basketball game, which starts the District 1 PIAA basketball playoffs. Tonight we have the number 27 seed, the William Tennett Panthers, versus the number 6 seed, the Norristown Eagles.
That was the music.
Before we get to the starting lineups, I would ask everyone to please rise for the national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Okay, well, welcome back. Miss Janet Testa sung the national anthem for us tonight. Now we'll have the starting lineups for both
Now
teams.
starting lineups.
Of course, this does start the District 1 playoffs tonight. The number 1 seed in the whole thing is the Hatboro Worship Hatters. The number 2 seed is Coatesville, two teams that Norristown has played this year. The starting lineups for William Tennett will be Chris Dorman. Frank Moultrie is number 22. David Bright is number 21. Asa Carter Hayes has been announced. He's number 32. He's the man in the middle. And number 51 is Anthony Silver.
51, Anthony Silver.
Norristown without the services of Terry Pearson tonight, so they'll be going with a bit of a different look for something inside from them. Of course, we have to talk about the return of James Stewart. And Dave, when you get a guy who's 6'8" back in your lineup, that's never going to hurt you. It's probably going to help you.
Yes, especially since Norristown doesn't have a lot of height. They've had to play short for a long time because of Stewart's injury, but now that he's back, he should make a big difference, especially against the middleman for the Panthers.
Starting for the Eagles, number 11, Danny Evans.
So now the Norristown starting lineups are being announced. Danny Evans is number 11.
Number 32, James Edmonds.
James Edmonds is number 32. He did such a fine job in the middle this year. Some of that pressure being alleviated by this man, number 55, James Stewart, coming back from the broken arm that he suffered during football season this year. Milan Dean is number 33. He is the high flyer, of course, that Dave and I have talked about. And, of course, the point guard is Marcus Green. So we are getting ready for this game. The Eagles are coached by Tom McGee. The Panthers are coached by Glenn Dalton. Our three officials tonight are Devin McKenna, Jerry Brim, and Steve Alpucci. So I don't think I can say much more. This is playoff basketball, and we have a lot of information on these two teams. Hopefully we get a really good game, the game that we're expecting tonight. William Tennett, when you come in as a 27 seed, you have nothing to lose. It's your first round playoff game, and you're facing a Norristown team that's expected to win it by about 30 points. What have you got to lose, pretty much?
William Tennett, have they been in the playoffs before?
Well, it's a team, like I said, that it's really been 8 or 9 wins more than they had last year.
This is the first time. So Norristown's an experienced team. They played in the playoffs last year. They played pretty good. You really want to look for Stewart to body up strong against this guy. It looks like he's not that big. With Stewart being a large guy, played defensive lineman for the football team. You should look for a lot of clashing in the paint early. Norristown with more experience, I expect to come out more calm.
So Hayes, recognizable by just the tiny bit of hair he has on his head, and James Stewart, they'll go up for the tap. Stewart wins it, but into the hands, unfortunately, number 21, David Bright. So the point guard is Frank Moultrie. Look for him to be the explosive force tonight. Go to number 10, Chris Dorman, but Marcus Green got the steal. We're in the high black socks tonight. Green looking to Edmonds. Had the easy layup, but he's blocked inside. But Asa Carter Haynes is going to get called for his first foul of the night. And James Edmonds Strong will go to the line to shoot two.
Number 32, Asa Carter Haynes, his first team.
Well, like I said earlier, Dave, the number 1 team, actually, I was mistaken. The number 1 team is the Chester Clippers, and that's a team we don't hear a lot about. Of course, Chester playing in a completely different league, not really playing any of these District 1 teams a lot during the year.
Are the Hatters number 2 then?
I'm sorry?
Are the Hatters from what?
No, actually it's Coatesville who's number 2. Number 3 is Pennsbury, and number 4 is North Penn.
That's what it's running, because Hatboro's played real good all year. Watch for them to come out and upset guys, I'd expect.
And Hayes walked with the ball right there, so a couple of early turnovers for William Tennett.
They've got some experience right there. Obviously, they're really nervous right now, especially facing such a high-flying team as Norristown.
Well, that's what Norristown will do. They will come out and really force you to make turnovers, and if you come out with any bit of nervous play in the first couple of minutes, they're really going to come out and make you pay for it.
Well, I must admit, these Panthers are playing some tough D against a really good offense.
Lob inside goes to Stewart. Stewart kicks it out. Danny Evans for 3. No good, and the rebound goes to Carter Hayes.
Rebound, Asa Carter Hayes.
Now, that's something you haven't seen, the big lob inside. You haven't had that guy to go to all year.
Good strip right there from Green. Great hands. He feeds Milan Dean. Dean lost the ball. Goes up. No good. Rebound in the hands of the second biggest player on the court, Anthony Silver. Ball's loose on the floor. Evans feeds Dean. Goes up for the dunk. There is no way to get a crowd more excited in the first 2 minutes of a game than a dunk, and Milan Dean knows that. He goes up, maybe a little bit of intimidation, maybe a little bit just to kind of get everybody going. And Chris Dorman cannot get away from Marcus Green, and the Panthers coaches donned in a beautiful blue and tan dressing assortment. I believe they will call a timeout.
Yeah, it's very nice. Something I might wear myself, except for the tie. It's a little questionable.
What program makes you all through the playoffs? One program for the entire playoffs, featuring boys and girls.
We'd like to notice that Marcus Green's been doing a great job defensively. He came out and he's leading his team right away. And he's not letting them none of the other team get into it. He's using that experience, the best shot. Milan Dean, you guys see that often, and that's got to scary.
Well, and of course, Marcus Green, the point guard for Norristown, this is his last run here in the District 1 playoffs, so he's going to want to try and make it a memorable one. This is a Norristown team that made it pretty far in districts last year, unfortunately losing to Pennsbury in the semifinals. But really, this is a team that wants to try and get to that point. And now the coach is talking about it during halftime, that Frank Moultrie is going to bring the ball up the court now because Dorman couldn't get away from Green, and once again he can't get away from Green. And Green's going to get called for a hold. I think he thought otherwise, but still, that's going to be the first one on Green.
But he kept his mouth shut. Good move. You don't want to get in a fight with the refs early and get yourself kicked out. It ain't going to help your team at all, especially if you're the leader.
Marcus Green, his first team foul.
One thing you might notice is Marcus Green isn't short tonight. The guy they have playing against him is just about the same size. They'll be okay.
Well, they were talking to Carter Hayes, that guy coming off the bench that we talked about before you from William Tennett. and Ken Eichner was in for a couple of minutes and Carter Hayes back in the game. But like you said, Dave, really no threat at the point guard position. Moultrie and Carter Hayes are the two guys we've heard about. Carter Hayes inside and one. Ace of Carter Hayes, a nice move right there. And William Tennett, after a minute and a half of not being able to score, finally gets their first two of the night.
Foul's number 32, James Edmonds.
Foul's going to go to James Edmonds, his first, and that's the team's second.
James Edmonds was just a bit slow getting there. It's a charge. It's a block. Charging block is really hard foul to call.
Don't worry about it, Dave. We haven't done this for a week. It's tough. Believe me.
Tongue-tied, especially after a long week.
I know. Danny Evans feeds to Milan Dean. Dean guarded closely by Bright. 2-3 zone for William Tennett. They can't handle Norristown man-to-man.
Is there any team in this league that can, though? They're just so quick all around.
Dean looking inside to Stewart. They triple team Stewart. Stewart looks to feed Edmonds. Good! James Edmonds on the feed from James Stewart. James Stewart has not put up a shot, but still very impressive so far, as all he's done is gotten that entry pass inside and tried to find the cutter trying to get there. And that's what you like to see from the 6'8" big guy who doesn't like to just throw up shots. He knows he's very smart. He's getting assists also tonight. Tiptoeing,
watch those feet. He's really close.
Tiptoeing on the line when you have size 15 feet, it's pretty hard to watch those feet. Stewart couldn't handle. Kick it back out. Dean had an open look. Green on the drive. Floater. Good.
Now that's his call shot. That's what he does all year long. Plays good defense, makes that floater, makes the passes. You never know what that boy is going to do. A nice little move from the Jaguars. Panthers.
Same thing.
Yeah, different name. I don't know.
Same kind of family. Hey, they were the two football expansion teams a couple of years ago, so that'll
There
work.
you go.
Green gets the steal, the errant pass from Moultrie, and Marcus Green gets two, and all of a sudden it's a 10-2 ball game.
I think these teams are working me too hard. I can't tell the difference between Panthers and Jaguars anymore.
Well, you're taking physics. You're not taking any kind of animal class this year or anything.
No, biology is definitely not my strong suit, although a nice pass inside.
So, of course, this is not the only action we have today. The PW Colonials, after that big win last week, maybe boosting them up in the standings a little bit. They're facing Haverford, and that game is at PW tonight. That game's at 7 o'clock, has started already. Milan Dean, of course, pushing up the floor, feeds to James Edmonds, and smartly he'll back it out. Evans, acrobatic inside. Danny Evans gets it to go. 6 field goals right now, or 5 field goals for the Eagles right now, 12-2. We are just under halfway through.
They got a good 10-point lead right now. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to come out early. They're scaring these point guards a lot. They made a lot of silly passes.
James Edmonds pulls down the rebound, and now we'll go the other way. Marcus Green, floater, won't go again. Dean can't get it to go, and David Bright, the big, small forward, gets it to go. Anthony Silver really wasn't expecting that pass. 2-on-1, Dean and Green. Feed back to Green, good.
Marcus Green with a basket, assisted by Milan Dean.
Moultrie back the other way now. 14-2. This is not what the Panthers wanted. And as a 27 seed, you want to come out and make a bit of a run. And really, they need to settle down. Now, this game's going to get ugly real quick. Bright, the little up and under, no good. Hayes, that dinky little backwards shot that he got to go the first time won't go for him. That foul is going to be on
Foul's number 32,
James Edmonds.
That's 2 on him.
Foul
Number 2 on Edmonds. So a little short with the big men tonight, of course, with Pearson missing, but they'll go to Marvito Christie now. Hayes, floater, good.
Marvito Christie's in my gym class. We play basketball on Tuesdays and Thursdays and lift on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
David Bright with a huge block on Dean. Dean tried to go underneath, trying to force a little bit too much, and now we'll go back the other way. Frank Moultrie with the ball.
Let me tell you, Marvito Christie is one heck of a threat from outside, and he did a good job rebounding, too.
And David Bright gets 2 to go. So all of a sudden now Marcus Green will slow it down. It's starting to get out of control a little bit. Still an 8-point lead though. 4 straight points for William Tennett. James Stewart walked with the basketball as he tried to bounce inside.
Substitution for the Eagles, number 31, Marvito Christie replaces James Edmonds.
Marvito Christie will come into the game for James Edmonds. Edmonds taking a seat with those 2 fouls.
Substitution for the
Coming
Panthers,
in for
number
the Panthers,
Mike Esposito.
41 is Mike Esposito. He'll come in for Chris Dorman. Other games we have tonight, some of the local teams. The team in Norristown played, of course, a Class 3A team, Upper Marion. They will be at Unionville tonight. Wissahickon, a team that Norristown plays, playing at home tonight against Innoboro. And a local team, North Penn, getting a number 5 seed. Very impressive performance from them this year, playing in that District 1, playing in the District 1 playoffs, playing in that Suburban 1 National with tough teams as Council Rock and Pennsbury. Evans stuck the 3-pointer. Danny Evans for 3. And Dave, early on in this game, this Norristown team has been very hot from the field.
Yes, they have. They've been very, very good. Although they got a little frantic for a second there, Green did a good job and slowed it back down just as he should. But you gotta love that. They're going to make some threes. I want to see they're going to push it out and in and out and in, which is slightly different from what they've been doing. But hey, it's been working for them so far. And why are you going to fix something that ain't broke?
David Bright couldn't get that one to go. Back to Green in the corner. He goes baseline. Hanging in midair for a couple of seconds. And we're going to get a foul. That one's going to be on Asa Carter Hayes. So the 2 fouls for William Tennett both go to Carter Hayes. He'll take a seat, and Ken Eichner is going to come into the game once again.
Trey Hedrick looks like he's about to check in for Norristown.
And Dave, that is a move that is really because of Asa Carter Hayes. You get the big man James Stewart a rest when he doesn't have to guard the other big guy. So now Eichner and Hadrick, the 2 number 50s going against each other, the 2 backup centers. These are the 2 guys that'll go at it right now. So Norristown going with a bit of a smaller lineup than they started out with tonight, but still a pretty nice lineup on the floor. This Green is 2 of 2.
You got to remember that Stewart's been out of the game for a while, so he's probably not as well as conditioned as the other Norristown players.
Absolutely, and now we'll come back the other way. I agree with you, Dave. It's a real tough thing to do. I remember having an injury a couple times when I played soccer, and it's a tough thing to come back and be in the shape that you want to be in.
Especially in such a running sport such as basketball or soccer in your case.
Quick hands from Londine, and now Norristown pressing the other way. A little too out to handle. Green for 3. Good! Marcus Green in the first quarter has 11 points, 22-6 with 1:17 left in the first quarter. Impressive performance right here from the Eagles. They've come out and really showed that they're going to be a presence in District 1. Esposito, no good. Londine beating everybody to the ball.
But just barely. The only other 2 hands, well, 2 sets of hands up there I saw were Norristown players, so 2 rebound on Norristown's part.
Esposito toes behind the line once again. No good. Christie battling inside. Londine pulls down another rebound. Green, no look to Hadrick. Great pass. That was created by Marcus Green, and Trey Hadrick knows at that center position you run from paint to paint. Make sure you get out of there, but out of the blue, but still, Trey Hadrick doing his job right there. Marcus Green will find him. Hadrick's first 2 of the night. Norristown out to a 24-6 lead. Anthony Silver, the big man in the middle. Silver gets a rebound, gets it to go.
Anthony Silver.
I think Norristown just got themselves clogged up that time. It's just like 3 Norristown players all squished Trey.
So now Norristown will run their play with 7 seconds left. Green running the 3-pointer play. Hadrick will kick it out. Evans at the buzzer. No good. But still, after 1 quarter of basketball, you hold a team to 8 points in the first quarter of a playoff basketball game. You've done your job. But they also put 24 on the board. And at that average, you're going to get to 96. Haha. You didn't think I knew that. So after 8 minutes of basketball, it's 24-8.
That was funny.
So some of the teams to look for in these District 1 playoffs, of course, we mentioned the top 4 seeds. A team that you want to look at is the number 9 seed, Westchester East. That is a team that is has played well and has faced a lot of the top teams, the Happer Horsham's, the Norristowns. That is a team that we want to look for, and they'll have a good matchup as they get later on.
Basketball fans, Sports Fever presents the Pennsylvania State Basketball Playoffs 2000, District 1.
The Norristown been renowned for it, well, not exactly renowned, but they're known to drop off in the second and third quarters and come back strong in the fourth. But the same team, it'd be really good for Norristown if they just kept this young team, inexperienced team, right down their tracks, squish them some more, put them in the locker room with something to lose. They ain't got a chance to win this game.
So now we get back to second quarter action. Marcus Green handling the ball right now. The 5 on the floor. Green, Evans, Christie, Stewart, and Dean. And James Stewart's going to get called for a foul as he was trying to establish position inside. Those battles inside will always occur.
Which foul exactly was that one, Greg? I couldn't tell by the ref's call.
I don't know. I've learned to not question officials. I don't get into it.
Okay. Being I'm a young guy and I don't think they're going to get too upset at me. I don't know what that one was. It looked like maybe it's splishing. I'm going to call it that for the fun of it. But the refs do seem to be doing a pretty good job. They've called a couple travels that have happened. They call the ball well. And they're calling the threes real nicely. They're running back and forth up the court right now. It's very nice to see the refs doing such a fine job.
And of course we go to the 3 officials during the playoffs. And checking out is James Stewart. He picked up 2 early fouls in the second quarter in the first 13 seconds. David Bright on the move to the hole. David Bright gets his 4th point of the night.
Timeout, Norristown.
Norristown will call a 20-second timeout. A little sloppy to start the second quarter. Nothing too big though. Up by 14. Well, 20-second timeout. That'll give me 20 seconds, now 10, to tell you about the Norristown High School Parents Club. Sponsoring a spaghetti dinner and showcase of student talent. That one's going to be Saturday, March 11th from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the Norristown High School cafeteria. There will be takeouts available, and if you need more information on that or you need to order tickets, call Mr. Jim Sarator. His number is 610-539-3575. One more time, 610-539-3575. Evans now gets it to go. And no, folks, you do not get a discount if you mention my name when you call. Danny Evans gets his 6th and 7th points of the night. Moultrie feeds to Esposito.
I don't think anyone expected to get something off for your name. I shocked him. What can I say?
Yes, you've made me speechless, but that's really a hard thing to do. Eichner from the foul line, good.
Basket good by Ken Eichner.
Ken Eichner gets his first 2 of the night. 2-3 once again. Norristown had no problems breaking it so far in this game. Dean with Bright guarding him closely. Green for 3. Won't go, and Anthony Silver pulls down a good board. Inside, Silver, no good. Silver rebound, no good. And we're going to get a push. I believe that one's going to be on Anthony Silver. For Silver, David Bright, excuse me. I saw the 1. I didn't see the first number, though. David Bright will get his first. And really, William Tennett starting to dominate on the boards. Got to get Stewart and Evans back in. Unfortunately, they both have 2 fouls, so you can't really start to play them until late in the second quarter. Evans.
Size is definitely becoming a problem here, and especially since Norristown's touch is wearing off a little bit.
And of course, losing your biggest rebounder in Terry Pearson, not dressed tonight. David Bright now with the basketball. Moultrie can't get the 3 to go, and Marvito Christie pulls down the rebound. Baseball pass, and Bright going into the scorer's table couldn't save it.
Although they did get up and stop it. That's what they're going to have to do to stop Norristown, especially since they went small again like they've been playing ball all year.
And it's funny, Dave, you can see the unity in coaches. William Tennett going to the blue and tan. The Norristown coaches not uniformly dressed, but still, when Marvito Christie threw that pass down the court, all 4 of them lowered their hands to the ground as to say, just calm down, settle it down, let's relax.
It's hard to stay relaxed after such a big start.
Well, I agree, because you get excited and you want to start putting those points on the board, and especially against a team that really has no answer for you, as William Tennett has not had so far. But David Bright's starting to get involved in this game. He'll go baseline, no good. Silver and one.
Basket good by Anthony Silver.
Anthony Silver gets that one to go.
If you notice, the Panther guards have been a lot more knowledgeable with their passes. They know where they're going. They're not screwing around and trying to beat Green and Dean and Evans off the dribble. They're just not going to do it. So now they're coming down the floor, knowing where they're going to go with it kind of early. Coming down the sides, not making too many crossovers in front of him.
Silver can't get that one to go. Ball in the hands of Danny Evans, and he'll push up the floor. Dean on the hop step. No good, but he was fouled. Dean with reckless abandon going to the basket.
Fouls number 51, Anthony Silver.
Foul is on Anthony Silver.
He got his first.
His first of the night. That's the team fourth. Dean will inbound to Evans. Evans threw that ball straight into the ground. It kind of slipped out of his hand there. Didn't have a great grip on it. And a turnover by the Norristown Eagles. Well, miscommunicated.
Norristown's coach is getting a little bit upset where they're nice and calm in the beginning.
Well, it was a bit of miscommunication. That's the word I'm looking for. As Frank Moultrie traveled to the basket. Oh, goodness, this is like a long night.
Not like it mattered on that particular shot. Christie just smacked the thing like Taiwan or something. I don't know. Whatever state or country it is this week. I don't know.
We're so politically correct, aren't we? Dean can't get the three to go and back the other way.
There's a country named Taiwan. How is that not politically correct?
Good hands right there from Milan Dean as he gets that one to. He gets to that one before Silver did, and now Tennett will inbound. Mike Esposito with the basketball. Tries to spin away, but he can't do it.
Now there's a mismatch.
Moultrie, an NBA three-pointer, and it's good. Frank Moultrie from way downtown gets that one to go. Hadrick, a wild shot, no good. Christie will wisely back it out. But he tried to get it to the cutter. Hadrick, very sloppy for Norristown so far in the second quarter. They've got to calm down. Moultrie feeling it. No good, and Mondine gets the rebound. They do like the push, and here they come. Green. He was fouled before he even had a chance to go up. That one's going to go
Fouls number 41, Mike Esposito.
to Mike Esposito. For Esposito, number one of the night. Darnell Gowdy is getting ready to check into the game. He is the sophomore backup point guard, and of course playing the 1, 2, and 3 positions this year. Green, 1 of 1.
Substitution for the Eagles.
Danny Evans will take a seat, and Darnell Gowdy will come in. Or no, excuse me, Marvito Christie. Danny Evans was looking like he was going to go, but Marvito Christie comes in. So now Gowdy playing the 3 position. We have 3 guards on the floor right now for Norristown. I'm going to a smaller lineup, maybe going to the quickness. Just as that happens, Asa Carter Haynes quickly comes off the bench. 2 of 2 for Marcus Green. Carter Hayes will come back into the game, and Ken Eichner will take a seat.
32, Asa Carter Hayes.
Trey's going to have a chance to guard that man. Trey's going to have to body him up real bad to stop him. He's just so tall, and he looks like he's a leaper.
David Bright on the jumper gets it to go. Well, with the Sixers trade this week, acquiring Tony Kukoc from the Bulls, really David Bright's the guy who kind of reminds me of Tony Kukoc. He's about 6, we'll call him about 6'5". He's got a lot of height. He can play that small forward position, and he just gives you everything that a tall small forward you would want. Milan Dean, great execution on the 3-on-2. Milan Dean gets his 3rd and 4th point of the night. 30-19 with 3:25 left in the first half.
You know those two have played together, Green and Dean, because that pass no one would expect unless you knew Green real well.
Well, it's that extra pass on the 3-on-2, and that's what'll get you there. Dean tried to pull it down, but tapped it to Evans. Green back the other way, 1-on-5. He'll wait for everybody to get down the floor. Dean on the crossover, hop step, good. Milan Dean with 6 points now tonight, 32-19. Norristown on a bit of a run now.
Just under 3 minutes to go. Let's see how Norristown finishes up this score and hope they're real strong. They're looking like they want to play this one tough.
Esposito goes baseline, won't go. Dean gets over Hayes and gets that one. And Dean was fouled by Anthony Silver on the way down the floor for Silver, number 2 on the night. So the two big men for William Tennett have 2 fouls, and Ken Eichner quickly off of the bench.
Substitution for the Panthers, number 15.
And the funny part about it is Dean didn't stop dribbling. He kept dribbling even when he was lying on the ground. Pretty amazing what these guys can do. Their skills.
Substitution, Chris Dorman.
Startling.
Well, and it's such an acrobatic team, and there's 5 or 6 guys on this Norristown team, well, probably even more than that, that would probably be stars on a lot of other teams, but really the balance of talent complements each other, and you can get a guy like Milan Dean who's on fire, scoring 7 of his 9 points in this quarter. Now Norristown to a 16-point lead. William Tennett's got to halt this right here, or it's going to get pretty ugly pretty quick. Inside to Asa Carter Hayes, a push-off inside.
50.
Trey Hadger's getting called for a push-off. That's number 7. So it'll be the 1-and-1.
Number 7.
Oh, really? Okay. Like, why is he going to the line? That one wasn't a shooter.
Uh-huh. Well, they're actually just giving it to him because he's got great hair. Hayes gets the first one to go. His 5th point of the night.
That's just a bit rough, Greg.
Dave, you were going to dress like that, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, my hair would do that so well.
So Hayes, 2 of 2. 6 points for him. Green back the other way before I can write down the points on my score sheet. Gowdy gets it to go. Darnell Gowdy becomes the 6th scorer for Norristown tonight. So you think you got 2 points on Norristown, and back the other way they come.
Norristown has to be such a long-lasting team because they have to play defense so much. Just because they score so quick.
Ball is loose, and it will go to Norristown's last touch by Hayes. Norristown at the number 6 seed will be facing the winner of the Springford Upper Dublin matchup. That game at Springford. Upper Dublin, a team that Norristown has faced, they know they're tough, but Springford does provide a good opponent for Norristown. If they got by that game, they would probably be looking at a matchup with Pensbury. Milan Dean hits another 3-pointer, his second 3. Norristown has to a 19-point lead, under a minute and a half to play. And Dave, Norristown-Pensbury would be a matchup at the District 1 semifinals last year. Pensbury, a team that Norristown used to face. As Ken Eichner is going to get called for a foul inside.
Foul number 50, Ken Eichner, his first team foul.
But like I said, Dave, Norristown-Pensbury team, 2 teams that used to go at it. Unfortunately, when Pensbury was playing Norristown, it really wasn't a matchup, and only in the last couple of years has Pensbury become a team that's a great opponent.
Yeah, Norristown suddenly has been good for a long time. It's all that athletic. Well, we play basketball a lot down here at Norristown.
Number 22, Mike DiGregorio.
Well, that's the thing, and there's a lot of feeder programs, and that's what really gets it going. Feeder programs start in 4th and 5th grade, and that's when you start. That's when you really want to start to make your impression. Marcus Green will take a seat, and Mike DiGregorio will check in. Ken Eichner getting that 2nd foul of the night will check out, and Charles Winslow is into the game, number 40.
I'm impressed by Trace Hustle. He got down there awfully quick.
Dean goes over Winslow, just saying, no, you're not getting the rebound. Dean pushing up the floor, telling his comrades to come with him. Dean on the crossover. We're going to get called a push-off. Dean pushed off as he went up against Winslow. For Milan Dean, his first.
David Wright returns for the Panthers.
Now Frank Moultrie will carry up the floor. Under a minute now. Good movement here from William Tennett.
Definitely trying to get that post up in. They got Milan Dean playing, the big man. That's because he can leap. Green's getting his rest for the day. He's pretty much in there the entire game. Good
Well-
thing giving him just a bit of a rest while with a 19-point lead.
Well, with that 19-point lead, it's a good thing. Norristown's going to back out as they go into their 44 offense, which is just to really run time down and try and get that last shot. And Gowdy will back it out once again. Finds DiGregorio trapped in the corner, feeds back out to Gowdy. Now with 14, they're going to try and look to the basket.
We gotta tell you again, there is no shot clock, so they can do this. It's something we're not used to as normal basketball fans, but
Dean's shot won't go, tap won't go, tap back up, and that's the end of one half of basketball. At the end, Norristown up 40-21, an impressive performance, getting out to a 24-8 lead at the end of one quarter. With depth in scoring from Norristown, 6 players scoring, Marcus Green and Milan Dean leading those scores. At the end of one, Norristown up by 19, well on their way to getting to a second round playoff game, which would be here. So we'll be back in a couple moments to bring you second half action from Norristown High School.
And girls.
Welcome back to Norristown High School, ladies and gentlemen. The score at halftime is 40-21. Norristown really just dominating this entire game so far. William Tennett has had no answer, showing some signs of life for a couple of minutes, but really nothing that gives Norristown a scare. Let's run down the scores for you tonight. Marcus Green is the leader for Norristown once again with 13, 10 for Milan Dean, 7 for Danny Evans, 4 for James Edmonds, and a pair for Darnell Gowdy and Trey Hadrick. For William Tennett, the leading scorers are David Bright and Asa Carter Haynes, 3 for Frank Moultrie, 2 for Ken Eichner, and 4 for Anthony Silver. Of course, we are bringing you tonight's District 1 first round playoff game. Like we said, if Norristown wins this game, of course, they will be moving on and facing either, I believe Springford or Upper Dublin. So let's wish the boys a lot of luck, as that, of course, that's going to be a tough task as you start to move on, but really, they should start to win a couple of these games this year. Now, the girls team won tonight, beating Springfield Delaware County. Unfortunately for them, that means that they have a matchup with probably number 2 Council Rock in the second round. A team that's 20-4. A team, usually don't see teams 20-4 making it to a number 2 seed, but still, probably it's going to be one of their toughest tasks ever. And that would be a great upset for them, but still going into Council Rock and playing, that might be that's an unenviable task, let's put it that way.
yeah, I definitely don't think I could do it.
Silver drives to the basket, and Edmonds is going to pick up a quick third. Dave, I believe you thought that was a travel.
Yeah, I think I did.
His third, team foul number 1.
That's why I don't get paid the big bucks.
Well, William Tennett has a strategy. They came out and went to the 2 big men. They're going to try and go at Edmonds and Stewart and try and get them fouls. Edmonds bid on the first one and gets his 3rd foul of the night, but Silver just can't hit from the line. Coach is shouting words of encouragement, but just not happening for Silver right now. Hi-ho Silver, that one was about 3 feet short, and we'll go back the other way. Green took it away from Frank Moultrie. Now Marcus Green with the basketball. He'll back out and feed Milan Dean off the screen. The double on Stewart. Back out and back in. A little inside-out game. Now they'll try Edmonds. Takes it back out. Green to Stewart. They got it to the man they wanted. But maybe a little bit too much passing right there. And Dorman back the other way. Good quick hands right there. Green and Edmonds, great hustle. Good quick hands by Danny Evans to get a hand on that one. And the ball will go to William Tennett. It was very funny though, because you're used to seeing a Norristown team that runs. When you get a 6'8" guy in the middle of that running team, you don't run as quickly. It brings down the speed a little bit.
Yeah, but it gives you something else. You can probably get better rebounding. He's up throwing shots like that.
Well, and that's the thing, Dave. What you lose in speed, you bring in size, and you bring that you can you can handle half-court teams better, and then you can play your game on the offensive end. And James Stewart is by no means unathletic. James Stewart was a lineman on the football team and really a guy that has come back, worked hard. He's a very athletic guy at 6'8". As Marcus Green hit the three-pointer, now they'll go inside to Asa Carter-Haynes. And he walked with the basketball. So good defense, interior defense by Edmonds and Stewart. And if the lights went out, I gotta say, Stewart's shoes would be the things that would keep us knowing where we are. Stewart inside, as they are bright yellow. I don't know if you can see them on the camera, but still.
Definitely bright, especially compared to like the black and white of the other shoes.
And one official called a walk on Hayes, another official called a foul.
Foul number 55, James Stewart.
And Norristown getting the worst of that deal because now Stewart gets called for his third foul. This was the unit that got Norristown out to about a 16-point lead, but now this unit, the two big men with 3 fouls, so now Norristown's got to be careful. Moultrie, a huge three-pointer, no good. Bright, easy.
Rebounding basket for number 21, David Bright.
Tough to read.
Norristown is definitely streaky.
Green drove inside, and he was banged as he went inside.
I guess I should make it clear that all of these guys could really beat me in basketball easily, so I can't criticize too much, but that's what they brought me in to do, so don't think I'm like insulting you. I just get to watch and say things. I couldn't do it myself, you know, like the things these guys do, I couldn't do, but I can watch and criticize with the best of them.
By the way, that's D-A-V-E, and I believe Gildea is G-I-L-D-E-A if you want to send any mail. Back the other way, Danny Evans with the basketball now. Sorry, Dave. I didn't give out your home address. That's better. Tried to go inside. That one was a bit forced, and David Bright with those long arms gets that one. Now Chris Dorman back the other way. Dorman tried to go inside. Marcus Green didn't even let him get inside, and back the other way. Green. He did palm that basketball, I'd have to agree with that. Mikey Esposito will come into the game, and Anthony Silver will sit down with 3 fouls.
I don't think the fans or coaches like that call.
No, I don't think they did either, and it's a tough thing to call the carry because it's gotten to the point where just people are allowing it because everybody does it. Asa Carter-Hayes walks with the basketball. That is what we call a makeup call because I don't think he took too many steps inside, but still, hey, you get it to go one way, you get it to go the other. So now with 5:16 left in the third quarter, 43-26.
And you didn't hear the shouts on that one from the curses from the crowd? Nope. Sorry, I found that amusing. Probably get my name cursed some more for that one, but oh well.
Green, jumper no good. Taps back out, Marcus Green's got it.
Foul number 22, Frank Moultrie, his first, team foul number 2.
A hold on Frank Moultrie, number 1 for him tonight.
Now, I have to thank these guys that can actually get all these names right after time again, seeing the numbers and whatnot. I can. Of course, I don't have a score sheet because my colleague who was responsible for that kind of thing didn't do it.
Boo-hoo! Danny Evans gets 2 right there. I gave you the book. The rosters are in there. Look through, huh?
Oh, I took the book. I conveniently borrowed it.
Folks, stick around. There will be a wrestling match between Dave and I after the game because we're pretty much growling at each other right now.
I'm bigger.
Can't get that one to go. Wow, that was intimidating. We'll go back the other way.
Okay, Norristown. Rebound the ball. Box out. Use 2 hands.
Evans back the other way. Why do you got to box out when Danny Evans can run the floor like that? Danny Evans in the double digits now. He has 11. And Dorman hit a 3-pointer. The first shot they've hit all night. Unfortunately, the coach has called for a timeout before that. That's very embarrassing, I'd say, but still, Dorman's got to think to himself, man, that's the first open look I've gotten all night, and you're going to call a timeout. Still, down by 21. It's a wise timeout. Well, while we have a chance tonight, we want to thank the Norristown Area School District for bringing you tonight's game. Our Director of Communications, Mr. Tony Koya. Our Director, Producer, Cameraman tonight, Mr. Sam Galbraith. I am Greg Fry, joined by Dave Gilday. The cheerleaders just came onto the floor for a little bit during this timeout. Dave, impressive performance in District 1 playoffs, 21-point lead. Really, you know that you want to beat a team, but you also like to send a message to other teams down the road that, guess what? We beat this team by 25, and guess what? We may do that to you, too.
There you go. The competition is going to get harder, and the chances of scores will be quite as high as this one. You never know. Really upset me lately. Steve Stewart. 2 hands on the ball for the rebound. You're a 6'8" guy, give him an elbow, and grab the ball.
We'll go back to action as Frank Moultrie's got the ball. I know.
I may be small, I may not jump.
Believe me, I don't think I've seen you jump. You can't jump.
I can't jump.
David Bright feeds Esposito. Esposito in the corner. Not a real smooth offense right now.
Right.
Bright can't get it to go. Bright can't get it to go. Stewart and Hayes inside. That shot will not count, but we're going to get a push off inside. It's going to be on 22, Mike DiGregorio. He checked in for Edmonds, and DiGregorio gets number 2 of the night.
I think we just saw our first wrestling match tonight, like a pregame for us or something. I don't know. That did not look pleasant inside.
Dean now feeds to Green, and Norristown will wisely back it out. Going back into that half-court offense with Stewart. 2 men on him. David Bright's going to get called for the foul. Good strong spin move by James Stewart. The big man inside challenging David Bright, who does have that height but doesn't have the size to hang with James Stewart. David Bright's going to get called for his second. And of course, Asa Carter Hayes with those 2 fouls. You're really trying to switch guys off so nobody gets in foul trouble trying to guard Stewart.
And you'll really notice that James Stewart will bring a different type of look to the Norristown game. They don't run as much, and they can go inside, outside, especially with the 3-point shooters. It's really a different look of newer weapon, a different weapon, something else they can go to.
Well, I agree with you, Dave, and really, the reason that Norristown had trouble against the Council Rock team in the second round of the playoffs last year, of the state playoffs, is because of something like that. Frank Moultrie is going to get called for a foul as Marcus Green goes to the basket. He'll go to the line to shoot another one. But really, the reason they had a problem with that Council Rock team was because Council Rock just grinded them down in the half-court game. That running game did not get out against that team, and that's also the problem that they had against Pennsbury, too. So this is really something that's nice for Norristown to know that you can have 2 guys that can bang away inside.
And hopefully they'll have their third big guy and their biggest rebound so far back next time they have a game, whatever their next game is, if they make it, which it looks like they will. But anyway, they'll have their other guy back when next they play a game.
Of course, you're alluding to Terry Pearson, the big, strong rebounder inside. You get Terry Pearson back in this lineup, this is a pretty scary basketball team. They have one more guy that you can go to off of the bench, just bring great depth.
They kind of need some depth and height for the bench. They've got a lot of height and quickness. I mean, they've got a lot of depth and quickness. And everybody getting tangled up a little there during the loose ball struggle.
Esposito swinging the ball. Norristown went into a 2-3 zone, and William Tennett's thinking to himself, what happened? And that shot is the result of a minute of passing where a team had no idea what they were doing. Dean on the crossover, explosive move to the basket, can't get it to go.
Substitutions for the Eagles, number 31, Marquito.
Gowdy and Christie will come in for Stewart, and
substitution for the Panthers, number 51, Anthony Silver replaces David Bright.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. They do have 5 guys on the floor. I'm sorry. I don't count. Stewart didn't come off the floor. DiGregorio and Evans did. Dave, you gotta hit me on these things. I didn't realize that.
I'm sorry. I was falling asleep on my job.
Esposito for three.
Mike Esposito gets the first three-pointer for him tonight, 51-29 with 1:52 left in the third quarter. Good entry pass to Christie. He'll back it out. Dean now. Swings to Gowdy and then the cross court to Dean. Trying to clear out inside. Now Green will drive. Feeds Stewart. He got fouled on his way up to the basket.
It's kind of amusing watching Marcus Green go into the tree trunks. And then he finds somebody. I mean, how do you see anything when all you can see is belts? Or what would be belts? Whatever that stretchy stuff in your shorts are.
Stewart shooting.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
I'm really too tired.
No. It's, I know what you're saying because it's really funny when you see. I mean, Marcus Green is by no means short. By other people's means, he's a. And actually, this goes into this discussion that we've had about him going to St. Bonaventure. He knows that maybe a couple more inches, he's going to be one of the smaller point guards in the Atlantic 10. But still, Marcus Green is an explosive point guard. He's going to get stronger, and he's going to get better at that point guard position. But like you said, Dave, when you get a 5'7" guy going into the land of giants with 6'6" guys inside, you know, you have to have that explosiveness and that ability to adapt. And that's what makes Marcus Green so good. He can adapt on the fly, aka Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, you know, that kind of player who can really adapt in midair. Green, a great tap, tries to beat Esposito to the ball. Does not get there. Now, Tennett's got numbers if they hurry. Inside the Asa Carter-Hayes. Shot no good. Rebound to Darnell Gowdy.
And the thing that's going to make Marcus Green really good in college is he's just a scrappy guy. He's going to go in, and he's not going to give you an ace, even if you have 4 on him. His hands are going to be quick, right in your way, making you dribble real hard.
Esposito hits a 3 from the corner. 2 3-pointers from Mike Esposito now. We're under 40, and it's 53-32. Green inside. Wow, you can hear the smack of the people hitting the floor. Green's going to get called for a charge. Number 2 on Marcus tonight.
Offensive foul number 4, Marcus Green. That's the second.
I don't think he agrees.
Number 4.
Moultrie now feeds Asa Carter-Hayes. Tennett with 12 left, not holding for the last one. Dean pulls down a rebound. No, Norristown's got a shot if they hurry, and they do like to hurry. We're gonna get a holding call as Dean's trying to get down the floor. That one's gonna be on Hayes. That's
You don't hear that much holding calls in basketball, do you? More like a football call or something.
Yeah, I would guess that, but an open feed to Gowdy in the corner. He pulled the string on that one. He'll get another opportunity, no good. At the end of 3 quarters.
Norristown 53.
You hear it, Norristown 53-32. A great performance from the Norristown Eagles. Really keeping it going in this third quarter. Well on their way to going to the second round of District 1 playoffs. The Norristown cheerleaders, who have been very successful in competition this year, they will step onto the floor. Their junior varsity and varsity units with them tonight. They'll be performing. So like we said, Norristown up by 21. They do win this game, that will mean a 20-win season. Another one for the Norristown Eagles. William Tennett would go to 10-15 on the year. And of course the scoring has come from Marcus Green and Milan Dean.
On a blue ticket, last 4 digits.
Tonight, they have over half of the scoring
4-1-0-4
between each other.
4-1-0-4 on the 50-50 ticket. That's the winner. Come to the score table to the announcer. Claim your prize.
And of course, Norristown looking down the road, hopefully playing somewhere in Philadelphia. And I forget where the District 1 semifinals are, but probably at the Apollo of Temple. Either that or at the Palestra. We're going to have a technical. I believe they called that one on...
Probably getting off the floor.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, you're right, Dave. The William Tennett player did not get off the floor. They had 6 guys on the field.
Number 50.
Let's see.
Second team foul number 7.
That's either too many men on the field, which is a 5-yard penalty and a first down, or it's too many men on the ice, which is a 2-minute penalty in the box and a power play for Norristown, or a technical foul for Marcus Green. Which is
Does
your
that ever
answer?
happen with baseball?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. That would be kind of cool if it did, though. Just
Hey.
stick 20 guys on the field.
And maybe you double them up in like the outfield and like center field, and like split apart when it's about time. The umpires all watching the strikes and stuff, not paying attention.
This has turned into a Bugs Bunny cartoon way too quick. We're going to go back to action here. Green tried to beat inside to Danny Evans, almost took the head off of Bud Elvidge, one of our science teachers here at the high school. He was watching that one coming at him, and now we'll inbound to our right. Well, push off inside. That one's going to go against Gowdy, I believe. Charles Winslow is battling inside with him.
Fouls number 3, Darnell Gowdy. His first team foul number 5.
Moultrie will bring the ball up the floor now. And he's traveled with the basketball. He's arguing that Green pushed him. And we have a couple people who don't agree with us here right behind us.
And they're loud about it too.
Marcus Green with the basketball now. Green feeds to Milan Dean. Dean on the explosiveness, goes to the glass, and it's good.
For 2.
Give Milan Dean 2 more points. And Moultrie will come back the other way. We're being attacked by a couple of classmates here as they walk by. We won't mention their names because I'd probably get them arrested. Yeah, right? Moultrie's got an open look. No good. Rebound to James Edmonds. And he passed it right to Frank Moultrie. Moultrie on the second attempt gets it to go.
Frank Moultrie.
So Moultrie with 8 points tonight, and the lead is back to 23. We're gonna have a pushing foul. That one's gonna be on
Fouls number 22,
Frank Moultrie.
His third team foul.
Number 3 on Moultrie. And this game has really started to kind of slow down a little bit. Ticky-tack fouls, and at this point, William Tennett, knowing that their season is over, or very close to being over, really starting to get to the point where there's really nothing you can do about it. But it's a tough feeling to come into somebody else's gym. They're the top seed, you're the low seed. You come into the gym, you got to try and prove something, and in the first 4 minutes, all of a sudden you're down 14-2.
Can we say scared, boys and girls? Well, I guess really just Greg. The rest of y'all, I'm sure, can say boys and girls. And scared for that matter.
Wouldn't you be?
Yes, that'd be affirmative, little buddy.
You'd be what?
That'd be an affirmative, little buddy.
Oh, okay, I got you. Little buddy.
As if we were on Gilligan's Island or something. I think he left part of his shoe on the floor.
Into the game for William Tennett is number 12. That's Tony Bria. And we have another walk with the basketball.
He has some trouble dribbling, it appears.
Yes, he's having some dribbling issues. The long baseball pass to James Edmonds. Gowdy, an easy look for 3, no good. Sometimes the hardest shot is the one that you have wide open. James Edmonds gets that one to go. Edmonds with 6 tonight, 61-34. Moultrie back the other way. Charles Winslow with the basketball. Good perimeter passing. Bright on the little runner, no good. He was fouled by Darnell Gowdy.
Oh, sorry, something in the air.
Now.
We'd like to recognize Dr. Sandler, who came back and is in the stands tonight. She's always here and she's been happy. She's all about the kids, and she's been she's had worked in Norristown for a long time. She retired last year. We'd just like to welcome her back since she was such a long-standing fan.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dave. It's nice to see all kinds of people here tonight, but of course, Dr. Sandler's been such a big part of Norristown for so long, and really nice to see her tonight, nice to see her supporting Norristown. As David Bright hits his first shot, that'll put him at 9 points. One more will put him in double digits for the night. 5:51 left in this ball game, and Bright is 2 of 2.
I think the cheerleaders want to miss it.
20-second timeout. Norristown.
Norristown's going to call a 20-second timeout to kind of slow things down and just kind of make sure that in the last 5:48 they do what they really want to do.
Well, they got 25 points to play with. I really don't think they're going to give it up. But hey, I don't think the fat lady's quite singing yet. Oh, she might be warming up in the back room.
I'd have to agree with you there, Dave. Of course, when you look at District 1, you look at all the teams that Norristown will be playing, and you look at all the teams that will be playing in this tournament, you have to look at, you start to look at the top seeds. Jameer Nelson is the best player for Chester. He's the guy that's, the player of the year in District 1. He's the guy that everybody looks at. Then you look at Happer Horsham, who's got a Pat Carroll. You look at Norristown with the Marcus Green, Coatesville, John Allen. And of course, there's so many great supporting players that go along with this, but I'm just mentioning the guys that come to mind. Abington, Dave Brooks, Jay Joseph, who plays up at North Penn, got that team to a 5th seed. Really, there are some great players in District 1, and you have to remember that these are the guys that are going to look and start to get into colleges and really start to make an impact in Division I basketball. Marcus Green, a Division I player, gets that shot to go. But these are the guys that make District 1 basketball exciting. And I remember Jim Nelson, who did a game earlier this year, really did say that one of the most exciting events in all of sports has got to be high school sports, because there's so much emotion and there's so many guys who can do so many things and really just provide excitement. And District 1 has gotten to that point, where they are a powerhouse in the state playoffs. Milan Dean's going to get called for a reach-in right there.
Except for he got the ball.
Foul number 33, Milan Dean.
Milan Dean gets called for number 2. And Asa Carter-Hayes will go to the line as Norristown commits their 7th foul, and this will be a 1-and-1.
Hey, Charles Winslow's in. He's got a brace on his ankle. That's
Thanks.
about the only reason I saw him sitting there.
Thanks, Dave.
I figured I'd, give something in.
So 2 of 2 for Hayes. He's now up to 8 points, and Green back the other way. Floater, no good. Rebound to Dean, no good. Great vision right there.
Assisted by Marcus Green.
Marcus Green, a great pass, a couple of smiles right there. Milan Dean, another 2 points, another field goal for him. 65-38, we're at 5 minutes left in this ball game. Winslow now with the smaller Evans guarding him. David Bright walked with the basketball. Bright with that big lanky frame, just sometimes you make a movement, it looks like you're taking a step, and he really did. And now William Tennett's going to call a timeout.
Maybe William Tennett should work on the idea of pivots, which means your foot doesn't move. I think that's what they get called for, not especially steps. Their foot's just moving when they do the little move. It just slides, which is illegal in this game. So I think that's what they're getting called for. Greg thinks I'm spiteful.
Yes, I do, Dave. I think you're very spiteful because... No, actually, we can all be spiteful sometimes, and
No, I pretty much am a sarcastic, spiteful guy.
Yeah, well, at least you admit it.
Yeah.
Especially
when I'm really tired because my teachers worked me too hard and I didn't get enough sleep. As Greg would say, boo-hoo right now, but I'll just take the line from him.
The first step in the road to recovery is acceptance, Dave. We'll go back to action. Cody Bria intercepts that. David Bright gets that one to go. So an interception on the inbounds pass.
Hey, you know what? We got a 3-day weekend. Maybe that'll help these basketball players out.
Well, like you said, Dave, the next basketball game will be next week. It's nice to have a weekend, but these teams will be Norristown will be practicing, really trying to get ready for that next game. Of course, they are the top seed. They will the top seed in the next game, whoever they play. So they will be playing here but still, it's going to be a challenge for them. But you have to make sure that once you get into those, you know, they really, if you don't have a top 4 seed, you're going to have to face one of those top teams eventually, is what I'm trying to say. And they're going to get Pennsbury in 2 rounds if both teams do make it. So really, that's a tough challenge for them, but tough challenges in the next couple of games too.
Marcus Green is third.
Marcus Green's going to get called for number 3.
That's pretty funny. William Tennant's got like a sticky board over there to wipe his shoes off.
Chris Dorman, number 51.
Closing. Oh no, you need squeaky clean shoes to play basketball.
Yes, actually you do. Well, you got to wipe the dust off, Dave.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Seriously.
Serious, yeah.
I'm serious.
I'm agreeing.
I don't think you are.
I'm agreeing.
I don't think you are.
After all, we need squeaky clean shoes.
I'm serious. There's dust on the floor, and it doesn't let you get traction.
Stewart places James Edmonds.
James Stewart will check in the ball game for James Edmonds. Edmonds taking a seat tonight with 6 points.
Hey, those are some nice shoes.
Moultrie gets his first one to go. 1 of 2 for Frank Moultrie right there. He has 9 on the night, and Milan Dean will handle the basketball right now.
You have to correct me if I'm wrong, Greg, but it looks to me like number 10 for William Tennant. The only one not red and white shoes.
I believe you're right. Back the other way. Dean's going to go up. Let's just leave it at that. Milan Dean went up big for the jam. 69-41, 3:38 left. That's the one that got the fans on their feet. That's the one that got the free pom-poms waving in the air. Dorman's got an open look with big James Stewart getting out there. He didn't get out there in time. And Dorman gets his first 3 of the night. Dave, did you pick up your free pom-pom yet?
No, I haven't gotten that one yet.
Gotta make sure you get it before the end of this ball game. Asa Carter Hayes is gonna get called for his 4th of the night.
Well, I'll be here next game too. You can hear my witty chatter again, and I'll grab one then.
I got you. We're gonna have 2 substitutions checking in for Norristown, Marvito Christie and Mike DiGregorio. And the substitution for William Tennant is gonna be Eric Porter for the first time tonight. Milan Dean will go to the line to shoot 2. 10 fouls for William Tennant. That will put them over the limit. Porter's going to come in for Anthony Silver. Marvito Christie is going to check in. And Marcus Green's going to sit down. That'll probably be the end of his night. For Marcus. 21 points on the night. And Mike DiGregorio is going to check in for Milan Dean. Milan Dean checks out of the game, so Norristown's 2 best scorers check out. Getting a great round of applause. Marcus Green, 1 better than Milan Dean tonight. Marcus Green with 21, Milan with 20. Still providing 41 of the 71 that Norristown has right now.
Good one, straight through his legs.
Dorman, no good. Bright on the rebound, no good. Tap out, and Danny Evans will push. Evans in the hands of Marvito Christie. Swings it to DiGregorio. Inside to James Stewart. Stewart stripped inside, brings it back down, gets it to Evans. Good!
How many does he have tonight? He's been shooting pretty well.
Evans really on fire tonight, having a good shooting night. And Dave, one of the things that has really impressed me tonight is the performance of James Stewart. It's really tough to come back and get into that position, but he's really been a presence inside. He's provided that inside game that Norristown's been looking for, and I can't say that they haven't had an inside game, because they have. They've had an inside game with James Edmonds, they've had an inside game with Terry Pearson, but really a very tough thing to not have one of those guys that's 6'6", 6'7". Norristown's had it the last few years with an Ed Moore, with a Lee Fowler, and James Stewart's that next in line.
Yeah, that certainly is a big factor. You notice that the Eagles have scored more points than the season average, especially in the playoffs. That's not something you'd expect. Playoff teams, are better than the normal teams, or so we've been.
Well,
basically,
that's absolutely correct, Dave, because you get the playoffs and you expect what Norristown's doing tonight. You expect them to only give up 44 points, but really when you have a team that's so explosive, they just show their dominance, and that's what they're doing tonight. Jimmy Sarator is going to get his first appearance of the night for the Eagles. He's going to come in for Danny Evans. So Danny Evans' night probably done. He'll end the night with 2 3-pointers, 16 for him. 3 players in double digits for Norristown out of the game. Moultrie, a long three-pointer, no good. One of those playground three-pointers. Carter Hayes
That was the ball. It sounded like ball.
gets that one to go. They're going to count the basket.
Foul's number 31, Marvito.
Foul's going to go against Marvito Christie.
Good by Asa Carter Hayes. He'll shoot one.
Not like it matters right about now, but
Foul.
For Christie, number 2. Yeah, that's very true, David, 74-46, but still, for the seniors on the court for William Tennett, you really want to try and end your career on a good note. Carter Hayes gets that one to go, completing the three-point play. He now has 11 on the night. Darnell Galley handling the point responsibilities.
which you'll probably do next year again when Green is gone.
Exactly. We go back to Jimmy Sarator now. We'll swing it over to DiGregorio. DiGregorio feeds James Stewart. Stewart turnaround, no good. Good follow, Darnell Gowdy. Gowdy, the point guard, getting into that good position, and he has 4 points on the night. We're hit the 2-minute mark.
Played well for the Eagles throughout the year, making up for the lack of the big man being 6-man or 7-man in. Really doing a good job as the replacement guard.
Well, it's really a good thing to have Darnell Gowdy, because when you look down the way, when you start to get into the playoffs, you want depth. If Marcus Green or Danny Evans ever gets in foul trouble in a game, you can bring Darnell Gowdy. You can bring Mike DiGregorio off of the bench for that. Mike Esposito, about as hot as a jalapeno pepper right now. Marvito Christie trying to match him. Oh, it hit the wire. So we'll go back the other way with 1:23 left, 79-53. Norristown, of course, will play in the second round of District 1 playoffs, hopefully trying to improve on that semifinal performance that they had from last year. Feeds Esposito back to Moultrie. Moultrie back to Esposito, trying for his third three-pointer, no good, and Gowdy's going to get called for a foul as he went up with Eric Porter.
And the question is, why exactly are we calling fouls with 1:10 left and a 26-point lead?
Well, it's tough because you're going up for a rebound and you're just trying to make a statement, I guess, and Gowdy just got called for that one right there. Eric Porter gets that one, can't get that one to go. We're going to see a new face for the Eagles. Charles Bronson is number 52, and he will check in for James Stewart. So Charles Bronson, first time we've seen him play, 6'8", going out, 6'7", coming in. Charles Bronson, very tall in the middle. Hopefully he can be a presence in the middle for Norristown. So now back the other way, Darnell Gowdy, as we've hit the 1-minute mark. Christie shoots, no good. Mike Esposito with the rebound. Frank Moultrie gonna go all the way underneath, and Jimmy Sarator got a piece of him on the way to the basket. For Sarator, that's his first foul of the night.
Come on, he got like a strand of the guy's hair.
That one was...
Let's examine the wisdom of this call, shall we?
Well, that's number 10 for both teams now, so we'll be shooting the rest of the way. Frank Moultrie will go to the line to shoot 2.
If he had mugged him, it might possibly have wise and correct to call that. Now, by the rules, I'm sure that was correct because he breathed on him, but 50.1 seconds.
Moultrie missed his first and gets the second one to go.
25-point lead.
Frank Moultrie has put up a pretty good performance tonight. Really, no supporting cast for him and Asa Carter Hayes, so really a tough performance for William Tennett. They don't have a lot to hang with the Eagles. Charles Bronson backing in Eichner. Bronson the hook, no good. Back the other way. Esposito looking for his 5th three. No good, and Marvito Christie skies for the rebound. Back the other way, intercepted by Moultrie. Moultrie's got a clean look to the hole if Gowdy doesn't get there, and Gowdy gets called for the foul. So a blocking foul with 18 seconds left, but still 79-54. Norristown up 25 points. They deserve every bit of round of applause that they get at the end of this basketball game. They really did put up an impressive performance tonight, and Dave really getting back to the form that we expect to see from them. Really getting back to the form that we like to see earlier in the year, and the form that really gets them to be a playoff basketball team.
Maybe that PW loss stung a little something into him, and Stewart back. I think they really had their jolt of energy they needed to come out and do well this game.
1 of 2 for Moultrie. We'll go back the other way. Christie with 15 left. Feeds DiGregorio underneath the Jimmy Sarator, back out. Darnell Gowdy for three, no good.
Rebound, Eric Porter.
Eric Porter pulls down the board with 3 seconds left. They've got to hurry down the floor. Porter at the buzzer looking for something fantastic. It doesn't go. So Norristown wins 79-55. A great performance for them. Let's go through the scorers for you tonight. For William Tennett, 3 points for Chris Dorman. He had 1 3-pointer. 12 points for David Bright. 11 for Frank Moultrie. 11 for Asa Carter Hayes. 12 for Mike Esposito, 2 for Ken Eichner, and 4 for Anthony Silver. 21 for Marcus Green, 20 for Milan Dean, 16 for Danny Evans, the 3 top scorers for them tonight. 6 for James Edmonds, 4 for Darnell Gowdy, 3 for Marvito Christie, 2 for Trey Hadrick, 1 for James Stewart. So the final score is 79-55. Norristown will go on to face the winner of Springport and Upper Dublin. We hope to be bringing you that game later on. And then, of course, we wish Norristown luck in all they do on in the season. Of course, the girls team also winning tonight. We wish them a lot of luck. 79-55 for Dave Gilday and for Mr. Sam Galbraith during the game tonight. I am Greg Fry. We'll see you next time for Norristown High School basketball. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Sorry.